Tropical storm Isaias is heading our way up the East Coast. Officials expect it to once again strengthen into a hurricane as the day goes on. Hello again, I'm Lynn Bowie. Let's start this noon right with Tim Williams updating all the current conditions as we track the storm. Tim.
Well, we're starting to finally see Isaias and its impacts on the eastern seaboard and in Maryland. We have two factors here that are playing into our forecast today. One does not have to do with Isaias directly. This is a cold front that's moving in from the west, but that is going to impact and is going to interact with the moisture from Isaias as you see the center of circulation moving just past North Florida and up toward Georgia now. And some of the bands, the outer bands, are making their way in across Raleigh. Well, that front out to the west is going to start to lift some of that moisture into our region, and as a result, we'll be seeing heavier amounts of rain and even some wind. So as of this update, tropical storm warnings in effect for the entire eastern shore, and as of about the last 15 minutes, extending all the way out to Carroll County, down toward Howard County as well. This is going into effect because we're expecting the impacts within 36 hours. We're looking for localized storm surge of up to about 2 feet in the mouth of the bay. Flooding and tropical downpours as well as tropical storm force winds are possible. Add to that, flash flood watch is going into effect from 11 tonight and through Tuesday at 11 p.m. And because of that, we're looking at dangerous tropical downpours, 3 to 6 inches of rainfall and some localized flooding. We're urging you to clear out any poor drainage areas and maybe even some drains on your streets to let this water run off. So where is Isaias now? We're sending it out to Marty Bass for a look at how this storm is shaping up and the current path. Hey, Marty.
Well, thank you very much, Tim, and good afternoon, everybody. Let's go right to the numbers. Moving north at 13 miles an hour, about 215 miles southwest of Myrtle Beach, if you will. Peak winds now 70 miles an hour, but that could go higher as we move through the next 24 hours. Now, the projected track will take Isaias basically over Richmond, then over the Chesapeake Bay in the vicinity of the Bay Bridge. Window of opportunity here tomorrow morning through tomorrow night, loosely speaking, but that's kind of going to be the bullseye and the target, if you will. We'll have more on this developing weather coming up shortly in our main weather segment with meteorologist Tim Williams. Now throw it back to TV Hill.
Baltimore city agencies are currently making plans in advance of the storm. Officials say to expect power outages, flooding, and debris, and that the storm will have a wide impact on the area.
If residents are able to clear storm drains of debris around their property, we ask that they please do so to prevent flooding. If you experience a basement backup or sewage, please call 311 to report it immediately. I can't stress this enough. If a road is flooded, turn around. Do not drive through it. Turn around and find an alternate route.
Right now, Baltimore City is giving out sandbags at Thames and Broadway. The bags will be available until 8 p.m. Residents are limited to 10 bags each on a first-come, first-served basis. Millions of Americans along the East Coast could feel the impact of Tropical Storm Isaias as it approaches the Carolinas. Jim Crisula reports for WJZ. This storm is gaining speed and expected to regain hurricane strength.
Isaias is headed toward the Carolinas as it moves offshore with winds up to 70 miles per hour. It's expected to make landfall tonight somewhere around the North and South Carolina border.
North Carolina emergency managers have been carefully planning for the storm response in a COVID-19 environment. We know how to plan, prepare, and respond when it's over. But this time, we're going to have to do it with a mask on.
Forecasters expect a dangerous storm surge and up to 8 inches of rain, but shoppers at a Wilmington, North Carolina Home Depot did not seem too concerned.
I think it's just going to be a typical rainstorm. I don't think there's any really reason to worry or evacuate.
Just kind of picking the yard up, making sure everything's in place. But we're not too worried on this one.
Over the weekend, strong winds and rough surf battered some coastal areas in Florida. But with the storm staying off the coast, the state was mostly spared.
I never figured it was coming ashore anyway.
As Isaias tracks north, torrential rain is expected to be widespread. Tropical storm warnings and watches are in effect for nearly the entire East Coast.
A number of people will be affected by the storm. It's not the biggest one we've ever had, but a lot of people affected by it.
President Trump has already approved an emergency declaration for North Carolina, which will make federal disaster relief funds quickly available if needed. Jim Crisula, CBS News, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Be sure to stay with WJZ as we track Isaias and how it could impact us with the largest weather team in town. We'll bring you information you can count on.